thought we'd take a couple of minutes and just kind of recap our year. I think that there's always something really good. Again, this is kind of Ben and Jake process.
Yeah.
Which is we always kind of we end the year kind of looking at what our year was, what we accomplished, what we'd like to do better next year.
I think that's really good. Obviously we can't talk too much about things.
Right, we have to be
tactful about certain things. So we went into this year. I'm trying to think where we were at this time last year. So this time last year, we had an A-list actress attached to one of our scripts. We had a very successful actor attached to another one of our projects that was going to be going out. We thought as close to the new year as possible.
I'm only looking for positives.
we knew we had a movie coming out. We were working on 2 television shows. But this, I think, will be interesting for people to kind of go, oh, interesting. This is what
the year goes.
And
we were working on 2 TV pitches.
Working on 2 TV shows based on IP. One very big IP. It's just been in the news again recently. So it was, and we knew we had a film coming out.
Right.
Our first film coming out. So there was a lot of very...
There's my hair. I took my hat off and went, I shouldn't be that.
And at the end of the year, not everything has gone to plan.
No, it never does it?
I would venture to say that other than the release of The Princess, none of it went to plan. The actress that we had attached to the project dropped off. The script with the actor went out. And again, this wasn't a new project. This was a reacquired project.
People, if you've seen, it was 40 Thieves. It was on the tracking board. Yeah.
Well, it went out.
Technically, it's out in the town.
Technically, it's out in the town
now.
And I don't know if it will sell.
Yeah, we haven't had an offer yet.
We haven't had an offer yet. So, and here we are on the last working day of Christmas, and I don't really think I'd be surprised if the phone rang at 5.
Right.
So there's that. One of the TV projects completely imploded. Just completely gone, none,
Gone in one day.
Months of work.
Months of work,
gone. The other one has been a long, slow process. We are pitching it to networks in February, and we do have a studio attached, and that's great. And that continues.
That was a big accomplishment this year. I mean, it's what's called an if-come deal. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't understand what an if-come deal is, I didn't really. Basically, we have a studio who is willing to make the show if a distributor decides to come on board to distribute the show. So we've essentially sold it to the people who are going to primarily finance it.
Yeah.
But they won't finance it if there's no one to air it.
Yes. So that is good. And also I was hoping that was going to happen this year.
Yeah, it was.
But whatever, we went up for several open writing assignments, none of which panned out.
Nope.
One of which, again, completely imploded in and of itself because of Warner Brothers stuff. So it's been a year of it's been wonderful because The Princess came out, and it's incredible to have a movie out. In fact, I was watching Bullet Train with my dad last night. He was watching the movie. He said, "Where have I seen this girl before?" I was like, "Dad, it's The Princess." He was like, "Oh my God, yeah!" It was, and still people having such nice reactions to that movie.
If you haven't seen it yet, Hulu in the US, Disney Plus, everywhere else, Hotstar if you're watching from India.
Yeah, and so that was great. And then also nothing else went to plan. And again, very buoyed by the release of The Princess, and then also it's kind of going, Hollywood is insane.
Other things kind of came out though that weren't necessarily planned. We have a production company that's interested in shopping another old script of ours. in the process of negotiating. That kind of came out of total nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
An old project that we had started with a producer regained new life in August.
We came up with a bunch of new ideas, which we're exceptionally
great new ideas we're excited about.
We started doing this.
Yeah, right. We gosh, what else? I feel like there's we have a book series that we have a shopping agreement on,
which is next year.
Spectacular book series that we just attached a major producer to, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So we'll be taking that out next year, and some of the projects, while they kind of slowed, and this is really the state of the business right now, is things are taking forever. And the problem with that is on multiple levels. One, if it takes too long, you risk losing talent, momentum, things, people's careers change, people's availability changes.
People stop working at studios.
Right. Things change. But, one of our specs, which I'm still extraordinarily excited about, while it's going to continue to need much development, is still moving forward.
It's still moving forward.
And our producer is extremely excited about it still.
And,
so,
there were names thrown about the other day that were really exciting. I was like,
so, we're talking to A-list talent on that. Yeah. We've got another project that we're doing with our beloved Derek Kolstad that I'm really excited about. Yeah. And we've also started to produce some of our own things. We've been shepherding a couple of scripts by other writers. So it's a weird year. It's been a weird year. But I would say...
I didn't actually mention it because Nate mentioned it on his channel.
Nate is definitely one of them. And then we have a script by Dave Madelon, who was also our guest.
That's right.
That we are shepherding as well. So... We've been busy.
We've been very funny, isn't it? Because you look back at the year and go, we've been busy, and you go, well, what have I got to show for it?
Movie streaming on Hulu.
Movie streaming on Hulu, but not because of this year's work.
No.
It's interesting. And so it's one of those, again, it's one of those things about kind of going, what we were talking about yesterday, our work doesn't look like everyone else's work. Mm-hmm. It's going to look different. The bricklayer or the contractor can step back at the end of the day going, I put in that drywall today, or I built that wall, or I did this thing.
Right.
And there is a lot of delayed gratification, I think, in screenwriting. Now, the only thing that, again, I think that you can say at the end of each day is, did I write today? Did I put words on a page in a document?
Or did I work toward, I'll go back to yesterday's conversation. Did I work towards my business today?
Yes, sure, totally. Yeah.
Because... yes, on a creative level, it'd be great to write every single day. Really would. But for me, I also go, if I didn't write today, did I do something to forward my business today? Mm-hmm. This morning we didn't write together, but we did do something that I think is great for what we do as our businesses.
Which is what? What did we do this morning, Ben?
What did we do this morning, Jake? We send out a Christmas card. We love to send out a Christmas card or a holiday card. Hanukkah for me. And, I think that, number one, it comes from a genuine place where we truly do want to wish those that we know a happy holiday season. And also, from a business perspective, it's about reconnecting with people. Absolutely. There are people on our holiday list where we might have had a general meeting with them 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a great meeting. And we really would love to work with them. But you can't have general meetings all the time. And honestly, like emails to people when you don't really have anything to say always are a bit awkward as well. It's like, if I don't have a script that I want to send you, why am I emailing you? But a holiday card is a really great way to just say, hey, I'm still out here. Yeah. You're still out here. 2023 is coming around. Let's reconnect.
Totally right.
And it's great.
We have had several experiences whereby that card has turned into meetings, and those meetings have turned into work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's about maintaining the relationships that you have, and I think it's really important.
I think that is important. And whether it's through a holiday card, you may not be a holiday card person, but maintaining your relationships is important because this is a relationship business.
Yep.
When it comes down to it, Hollywood is a relationship town. And, you know, it's not about using people or being insincere.
No.
It's about, we all do this. Everybody in this business understands that we want to work with people we like.
Yeah, completely.
Working on a movie, we're working on a movie right now. We just talked about recently, like 2 seconds ago, this spec. It has been 2 years we've been working with this producer on this project, and we haven't been paid a dime yet.
Nope.
But we really like him, and so we're working with him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's okay. So don't send out holiday cards to people you don't like. Send out holiday cards to people you do like.
Don't send out on today's show. We say don't send out holiday cards to people you don't like.
I mean, honestly, like I do feel like sometimes people network just like with everybody, like just like literally, like I just want to like keep up relationships with everyone that could possibly get me work one day. And I think it was we were having a conversation with Derek at one point, and it was like, you know, life's too short. I just want to work with people I like. Like, there's a lot of people out there. And look, we have the blessed fortune at the moment where we have enough relationships where we can pick and choose and go, you know what, we don't like that person. We don't want to work with you anymore.
Yeah, sure.
But when you're starting out, you kind of do have to take whoever open.
Yeah. But if for relationships, you're like, oh no, they really screwed us over or whatever, you're like,
yeah. I mean, look, there's production companies that I will not work with anymore.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
it's just the way it goes. But and I'm sure they won't work with me either.
They're not sending you a holiday card.
No, they're not. But that is look, I think it's been a year of ups and downs. And I think that the key is that is being a screenwriter. And I think that's what's important. That's the lesson, I think, of 2022.
Yeah.
We can have the highest of highs. The Princess, our first studio movie, a big, flashy $40 million movie, came out on Hulu and worldwide, and it was the high of highs for us. And also, projects vanished in a moment.
I mean, and honestly,
that they're getting done somewhere else.
Things we loved.
And
so
and those are the lows of. I mean, we had one day this year where we got 3 no's on 3 different projects in the same day.
I remember.
And I literally,
oh man,
I had therapy that night. Thank God. And I went to the therapist and was like, "Whoa, today was a day."
So then going into 2023, then I think, and again, we've talked about this. I think, and we're already doing this at the moment. We actually have at least 3 things that we want to write next year, and I think it's going to be a matter of writing those things. I'd like to produce at least 3 specs next year. You know, maybe 4 if we can do it. And I think there's just an energy that comes when you're creating stuff. I think it comes from being able to talk about those things in meetings. So we're working on this spec at the moment. Oh, that's how, you know, I just think that the energy of creation begets more creation. I'm excited for our producing projects. I'm excited to see what happens with those. I'd really like to see
a new kind of avenue of our career that we're exploring.
It's
been really fun to do that as well.
It has been. And that is a part of the industry that I want to gain insight into. And we continually wanted to do that. You know,
we talked about it for years. Yeah,
film we made 12 years ago. You know, seeing a bit more of it when we're working on The Princess, seeing a bit more of it now that we're, you know, producing some of these other things. I just find that side of the business really fascinating.
Yeah,
I really do. So I think that's something that we can continue to do. And I just want to, honestly, I just want to continue having fun and continue enjoying what it is that we do. You know?
Yeah. I want to add that I want to do a pitch next year. I do feel like, and we had a conversation about this off the air a week or so ago, and I think that one of the things that and it's about kind of knowing your strengths, and one of our strengths for sure is pitching. And we have so many ideas that if we can't write all 4 specs, let's pitch.
Absolutely. I think that's always one that we both know. We're like, oh, let's do that as a pitch, and I think that would be really. I think it would be really.
I'd like to push our reps to be okay with doing the pitch again.
Yes.
So it's weird. This town goes through these cycles, and we would, for 6 years, all we did was pitch.
I know. It was all about, hey, have you got your spec? And again, like, having a spec, I think, is important. I think it's good for writers.
Yeah, totally.
New work out there in the world. But yeah, absolutely. If we can get a pitch out there,
I'll tell you, a spec takes a lot fucking longer to get paid on. Especially now, because you have to do all the packaging up front. Whereas I feel like with a pitch,
it's a very valid, actually, weirdly, the slower route.
It is the slower route. A pitch, you know, we've prepped a pitch in 2 weeks before. You can get on a Zoom and attach someone to a pitch in that moment. We did on the thing that we ended up deciding to spec later, which was a mistake, in my opinion, but whatever. But you can get an attachment on the same day, and then you could go out the following week and sell it.
Yeah.
And get paid to write it.
Yeah.
So
it's not instant though. There's still the negotiations of stuff. It's always a few.
The negotiations for a spec and a pitch will take the same amount of time.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just having that extra kind of quicker, and pitches are development, and so they're harder to sell.
Yeah.
But they do.
If it's the right idea, it's the right idea.
They do